Let me show you the great way to come up with a product or a service that customers can't wait to buy. And it has 3 dimensions. But before we go into that, how do we currently come up with a product or a service for our business? The good way is to ask yourself, what do customers want or need? That's the good way. But remember, good is an enemy of great, because when we have something good, we relax and we don't want to push to innovate. But I'm not talking about the good way. I'm talking about the great way. And the great way is to know that your customers want to accomplish a certain task. They want to make a certain progress in their lives. And your product or service is going to be an employee which they are going to hire to be able to perform that task. That's it. Before we go into the 3 dimensions, let's take an example. Let's assume that your customers want to be able to move from one place to the other under a certain circumstance. And the circumstance is they don't want to spend a whole lot of money and they want to move whenever they want to without having to wait. That means they need a car. But the circumstance should dictate what kind of car you come out with, because your customers are constrained on budget and they don't want to wait. Since your customers want to move from one place to another without having to wait under constrained budget, obviously your customers need their own car, because a taxi or Uber, they will still have to wait. A bus, they will still have to wait. Therefore, they have to get their own car. Now let's go into the 3rd dimension. The first dimension is the functional dimension of your product or your service that the customer is going to hire into their lives to perform a task. The functional dimensions are the ones that an eye can see, the step-by-step things that the customer wants to do. In the car example, it is to move from one place to the other whenever they want to at a good budget. Now, aside the functional dimension, there's also the emotional dimension. Your customers may want to have peace of mind, because having their own car and knowing that they can move when they want to move gives them peace of mind. They don't have to rush because if they don't hurry, the bus may pass, or the Uber is not arriving, they are waiting forever. Now they have their peace of mind because they can plan their lives. They can move to wherever they want to move. And they have their privacy. They can make all their important calls while sitting in their own car. Therefore, the car will give them peace of mind. There's also the social dimension, because having your own car means you are going to be respected, either by your colleagues or by the people you deal with. And the social dimension is also very important. That's why you can see people driving 4.5-liter engine SUV through traffic, and they are the only ones sitting in the car. These people don't need a car just to move from one place to the other. They need the car so that people will respect them, because when people see that you are driving this big, huge, black SUV, they know, this guy must be rich. This guy must be important. So they respect you. Even in Ghana, police will not stop you when you are driving such a car. That's why some people, when they are going to work on a big deal, even if they don't have this big black SUV, they go and rent or borrow from a friend, because they know as soon as they step from that car, whoever they are dealing with will respect them, will know this guy is rich, this guy is important, so they can trust them with big monies. So a car is not just a means of transport from one place to the other. For some people, it's a means of having their privacy. For some people, it's a means of being able to plan adequately in their lives. For others, it's a means of influencing society and having their way, because having that car means they are rich and powerful. But for some people, they don't want to show off that they are rich and powerful. They just want the peace of mind, and they just want the respect that society will give them. Therefore, a small car is good enough, because they can move and have their privacy and be respected at the same time. If you want me to have a look at your product or a service to help you clearly define the functional, social, and emotional tasks that the customer is employing your product or service to perform in their lives, send an email to Obrempong Toku Dum @gmail.com, and I'll send you the information that will allow you to apply to have your business reviewed to get free expert advice at no cost. If you want to support this channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show to be part of the Business Creators Movement. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.